So Unos has got this new newsletter that's supposed to keep like all of us like informed on what's going on. But one of the biggest issues that I see with Unos is that they focus a lot on living kidney donation. Like every time you go to their website, living kidney donation, living kidney donation, living kidney donation. The reason why they do that is because when you get a living kidney, right? The kidney comes from a person that's alive. That's where the term comes from. Living kidney donation. And once you get it, it's supposed to last longer than a deceased kidney donor. But here's the issue. They don't really have a lot for deceased kidney donors, right? Like I am a person that if I get a kidney transplant, chances are it's going to be from someone that's deceased. I don't have 2 and 3 people lined up around the block to give me a transplant. I just don't. Nobody cares enough and is altruistic enough to give me a transplant. I'm not interested in taking a transplant from my mom because if she gives me a kidney, if she is compatible and she gives me a kidney, if that goes south and she ends up on the transplant list, I do not want her going through the same thing that I'm going through with transplant. I just don't. But there's a lot of patients out there where they don't have donors. They don't have a relative. They don't have neighbors or strangers, or nobody's willing to donate to them. Nobody's willing to donate to them. No one. So deceased kidney that you get from transplant, UNOS and OPTN, are the only way that you can get a kidney. There's no other way if you don't have anyone else. And they barely talk about it. It's almost like this thing that they don't want to elaborate on. Like, yeah, whatever. Deceased kidney donor. But here, we want to celebrate all the living kidneys that we have transplanted to people over the years, right? So when they celebrate all of these transplants that they do, what they fail to mention is that most of them are living kidney donors, right? So they mention just that, and they tout how great they are, and they put it on their website and they make articles about it. But what they don't tell you is that the vast majority of them are not deceased kidney donors, and they don't have a lot for us. They talk about things that they're gonna do, but maybe we're gonna do it, and maybe we won't do it, maybe we will do it, and then it kind of just disappears and it just falls to the wayside, and then nobody talks about it anymore. And people who need kidneys from deceased donors just get forgotten, and it's just like, well, you tried begging for a transplant and that didn't work, and sucks to be you, man. Look, listen, we're just gonna dump you on a transplant list, and then we'll see you in the next 6 years. And we're not gonna have any real sense of urgency to try to help you, because it's not our fault that we don't have anyone. That's just how it is. I've asked. I made a whole campaign. I put out flyers. I went on the internet, and nobody was interested in helping me. Not a single person that ever seen any of that stuff was interested. And the organizations that are supposed to care enough to try to help you are just dragging ass, and they're just like, oh, we'll roll out this new campaign of something we're going to do in like 2030. But all the stuff that they really want to do, they implement immediately. For example, like in November, like in the middle of November, mid-November, they launched these kidney filters, which just gives them more power and more autonomy to just do what they want to do.